Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we're going to talk about some very interesting news. We are going to talk about if the way is finally free for us to break higher in the crypto market, if we are going to see big rallies, or if there is still a pullback coming in. That is one of the parts, and obviously we are going to talk about the newest in Ecomi and Veve, and we are going to talk about how let me quickly see here actually, how the next steps could look like for Veve collectibles. What are the next things for the Ecomi token? So we are going to talk all of the good stuff right after the intro. So, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We have Pasternak here. First, smash the like, number one, baby. Yeah, first appearance. Let's go. Thank you for that. So, as Pasternak said here, please smash the like button as soon as you see this. And then we're also seeing here Green Lantern. Good morning and good morning. So, let's take a coffee here together. Good morning from G-Money. Zach is also here, GMPH. Nice to see some action in EOMI. Yeah, absolutely true. The Ecomi token is up above 12% in the last 2 days. So that is very good. Zach, also, you still did not follow the invitation link, I think, to the Rare Hodler group. So that needs to be done. Veve Avatar is here. Good morning, fam. EOMI is on the move. Exactly. Motili here. Good morning. EOMI is on the move. That's absolutely correct. And together with the market this time, which is a little bit, new, so to say. But guys, let's crack on with the news. Here we go. So let's first of all look at Bitcoin quickly, just to know where we are. I mean, we have choppy sideways action since a week or so. Every time we pump, we get rejected by the 38,000. And yeah, who knows? Maybe we are getting a pullback, more pullback. I mean, we have talked about it, that we are expecting a pullback at least to 34,000, probably deeper. Hasn't happened yet, so we don't know when and if this exactly happens. Trucking Hank is here. Good morning. Oli the Dead Midget is here. GM, weird seeing EOMI going up. Yeah, absolutely. We are going to look at the EOMI chart in a second as well. And Zach says, where do I find it? I PM'd it to you on Twitter after you I think after you commented, and I sent you a Twitter message. So guys, here we go. So JP Morgan says Binance settlement is positive as it eliminates potential systemic risk from hypothetical collapse. So basically fiat money organizations and so on, they are happy, obviously, that Binance is a little bit cut back in the market now, and they are saying it openly. So the settlement eliminates a potential systemic risk, meaning that Binance is about to be... Whoa, what's happening? Orchard Gaming is bringing the fire. Haven't seen you, and now you're coming in with $20. Thank you very much for the $20 donation. What's going on? So yeah, I'm happy about that, obviously. So thank you for the fire. We need to convert it into more EOMI tokens, I guess, huh? I must say, if EOMI does a couple percent, it feels really good in the portfolio. So yeah, there is the fire. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Allchat Gaming, how are you doing, man? I hope you're doing fine. But I know that you usually communicate in emojis, so let me know if you're fine with some coffees in the chat. Thank you for the donation. I honestly appreciate that a lot. So, as you can see here, they say, we see the prospect of settlement as positive as uncertainty around Binance itself would subside in its trading and smart chain business, and its trading smart chain business would benefit. For crypto investors, the prospect of settlement would see the elimination of a potential systemic risk emanating from hypothetical Binance collapse. Yeah, exactly. So everyone of the bears was still betting on a Binance collapse, which is then, basically the reason how they could still see their huge pullback, their new lows in Bitcoin, right? So yeah, that is certainly going on. I don't know, by the way, guys, why my streaming widget with the donation is taking so long to go off, even though that I see the donation directly in the chat. But it is what it is. I have to work on that. Guys, we have almost 20 people here. So make sure to smash up the like button. 20 people at this hour is massive. So yeah, very good, very good, very good. So we have seen that Binance got a slap on the wrist to continue, and had to CZ had to step down and so on to save himself and to save even more to save the rest of the crypto, his baby Binance and so on. But 4 billion seems a lot for people here, but it's actually not. So look at this. Let's look at the 14 biggest compliance fines in the history. Here it is, right? So AML program, that wasn't 1.256 billion. The MAN group's poor trading oversight, 1.3 billion, and so on. But here you see, if you go down the list, these are in the region of Binance, right? Binance would be here in the middle, somewhere where here it, Wells Fargo size is Binance. So Wells Fargo got slapped twice for 3 and 3 billion. Here you see it. And then you have Credit Suisse, 5.3. That's 1.3 billion more, but it doesn't stop here. Goldman Sachs, 5.4 billion. Deutsche Bank has been fined 7.2 billion, I think, for money laundering or something like that. BNB Paribas for money laundering, almost 9 billion. JP Morgan Chase, 13 billion. Bank of America, 30 billion. So all in all together, that's a couple of billion more than the crypto space could have ever seen or has ever seen. So if we put it into perspective, the 4-point-something billion is just normal business here out of all that stuff. I know that some bulls also try to make it seem nothing. That's not the case. It is something. But yeah. Hey, good morning, Felipe. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine, and we are really fine, because right now the news are coming out here. One is BlackRock, one is from Grayscale. So BlackRock and the SEC recently met for a Bitcoin spot ETF approval. It has been revealed. Now, what and when and where? The BlackRock has met with them on Monday to discuss its application for a Bitcoin spot ETF approval, according to Bloomberg cryptocurrency analyst James Seifert. So yeah, we see here this is the cleanest method for both BlackRock and its investors, because it would avoid the risk of price slippage and tax consequences associated with cash transactions. So basically BlackRock is opting for an in-kind process for its Bitcoin ETF rather than a cash-based one. This means authorized participants will deliver and receive Bitcoin directly, rather than using cash and to buy and sell the underlying assets. So interesting. So basically, they will just facilitate for their clients to purchase that Bitcoin directly, right? And then take a little bit from it. So that is bullish, obviously. And then Grayscale files updated Bitcoin ETF prospectus days after talks with the US SEC. So Grayscale also sat down with the SEC and now is reflecting the SEC feedback in the ETF, potentially edging closer to approval. So right now, these news are piling on again, that also we had this Binance news coming in. So there is a little bit of a speculation that Binance had to be removed first, or let's say cut down a little bit first, so that then these market giants can get their place in the US market, right? So you see here, Grayscale submitted updated filing. Okay, the filing question is an amended S3 prospectus, and we also saw that, for example, ARK Invest has recently changed something in their ETF. So all in all, it's coming. They would never go that far to then in the end say, nah, no, you don't get it, right? So that is the reason that the market is excited. Some people say, oh yeah, Bitcoin ETF all priced in. I tell you, it's not priced in at all. The moment that news breaks, we are going to the sky and to the moon. That is happening. Blaze is here, good morning all, and Misha Vish also, good morning everybody. How are you doing, guys? So there is some similarity between what has happened a while ago and what happened now. So some of you guys may know Arthur Hayes, the ex-BitMax, which was an exchange that right after the C crisis, or in the C crisis, before the big money printer bull run, he faced the same destiny as CZ. So here you see it. He had to go before the bull run at that time, and today we know him. He is appearing sometimes on YouTube. He is an insane Bitcoin bull. He has made the argument that we are going to see the biggest bull run of our lifetimes before the system goes down in flames, right? So let's see if he's right. But what we're technically seeing here is that he got fired, and we went off to the races. Now here we're at the same point. CZ gets fired, and the question is, do we go to 100K next over the next couple of months? There is, obviously, you can just attach whatever type of chart and say we're going parabolic from here, but there's one thing, and that is this here was after the halving, and we are still in front of the halving. So I disagree with this going off like that directly, right? Because this parabolic move, in my opinion, is only going to happen either if the Bitcoin spot ETF is already approved, or after the halving. Yeah. So interesting. Now, also here we see it's the same thing, right? So just with a little bit more of indicators. As you can see here, if I move the chat a little bit, or if I move, I can move the picture a little bit, makes it easier. As you can see, but then we can see the cross. Let me adjust this for you. Okay, there we go. So you see here basically the last Bitcoin bear markets and bull markets. So here's the bull market, realized cap is the green one. We see the bottoms, and then also here we see bottom, right? And we see here DOJ charged BitMax CEO, and November 2023 DOJ charged Binance CEO. Okay, so the same thing here. And here down below you see the TSI. It's one of the most important indicators on the macro, in my opinion. And you see the crosses of the TSI basically say if you're done with a bull or a bear market, right? So here we see the cross, bull market, cross, bear market, cross, bull market. Yeah, you see it here where I am, and here. Yeah, cross, bull market, here's the bull market, cross, bear market, here's the bear market, and actually the cross came in already here. So it marked, it confirms the false top theory. This was the Bitcoin top. This was inflated Bitcoin top. If you deduct inflation, this top is lower than this, okay? So, and now we have a cross, we are going to see the bull market, right? So this indicator, this is one of the only indicators that is right 100% of the times. So we are going to follow this indicator very closely over the bull run to see when we get the inflection point here in this indicator to the bear market again. At this point, I'm going to exit all of my positions when this happens, right? So depending a little bit of aligning with the altcoin season, but somewhere around that time when this happens, I'm going to get out of my positions. But this is in 2 years or so, right? So first of all, we have the whole bull run in front of us. Orchid Gaming says, thank you for the content. Is that is it Thanksgiving today for you guys in the US? I didn't know that. Happy Thanksgiving. What do you say in Thanksgiving? You get together with your family, and what was that? And everyone is like, hey, how are your coins doing? And so it's going to be really, really hard, right? So I see all the memes, all the Thanksgiving memes from the US. It's like, oh no, I don't want to sit down with my family because we're still red, right? But now is the time to shill the coins to your family, because we're still pre-bull run, so that could turn things around. And when you're in the bull market, you need to be silently enjoying, right? So here we go. This is the days. So you can show this to your family members that don't know about crypto. You can show this countdown, and you're saying, look, I'm going to explain to you what's going to happen when this ticks down. Then you pull up a Bitcoin chart, and you show them how the Bitcoin chart pumps every time after the halving, and how much return that is. So actually, we have 144 days left, more or less. It's more or less because you cannot exactly know the number of blocks that will actually hit. So there's no clear date for the block halving, but at this pace, we should see the Bitcoin halving somewhere in April. It's every 210,000 blocks there is a halving. So technically, then the halving could be, if the hash power rises, it could be a little bit earlier, more blocks being solved, and then so it varies in date. But we'll see when it's exactly 144 days. That's not much. 144 days to April. We have a week left in November, only a week in November, and then we have December to April. So we have actually only 4 months and 1 week until we are in April, plus the couple of days that it takes to the 210,000 block, right? So overall, 4 months maximum of accumulation, but it's still enough for us to still have a pullback. So let's talk about that scenario as well. So here we go. First of all, there's also the Willy from Willy Woo here, Woonomic. The assessment that the pullback is not going beyond 30,000 in his opinion. Yeah. So we'll probably never see Bitcoin going below 30,000 again if this on-chain pattern holds true. Obviously, there is a caveat to it, right? But you see here that all these liquidity parts, maximum liquidity, price discovery parts, the more intense it is, the more we have stayed in a range, the more this becomes a relevant level, right? And we see here on this chart that after hitting the bottom, there is a certain level that we never come back to. Yeah, so this level 8, for example, at 15,000, we came exactly back to this level, never. So and now the 30,000, this is the number 9 up here. Also here, after we go parabolic, we never come back to this level again. Yeah, so Justin says, is this all over Binance? What do you mean all over Binance? if Binance is all over, or if the stream is going to be about Binance. No, only the beginning of the stream was about Binance. Green Lantern says we should expect the OGs trying to front run the sell off at the peak of the bull run. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. Obviously, there will be front running, but it's only usually there is in the end there is a lot of money to make with retail FOMO and with degen traders and so on. So probably retail FOMO can keep up the price anyways. But yes, we should be considering to exit our position a little bit early as well. Oh, the market moving. Yeah, I think so. The market movement, I think, is about Binance and about the spot ETF approval being more likely right now. So what you see here is Bitcoin's price discovery across 13 years. It's a contour map, the Bitcoin supply according to the price hodlers paid for their coins and how it changed over time. So dense horizontal bands, these price regions where much of the supply moved between investors reflect strong agreed value. So that's basically what these little lines that seem like drawn in with a pen are. So why up only? Bitcoin is far from a commodity market at saturation. What we are seeing across the 13 years of this chart is BTC's widespread adoption. The network had 10,000 users in 2010. Today, there's well over 300 million people using it as a store of value technology. This is only going to climb with a spot ETF. So once again, guys, keep in mind, 300 million users is not much. That's a little bit more than the population of Brazil, for example. That's about the population of the US, I believe, right? That's 3.5 times the population of Germany. That's not much. That's not much. Consider that population that I just said of whatever country that is comparable and think that the rest of the world doesn't know it, right? That's actually not much. And I bet it's not even 300 million people because some, if you measure addresses, most of the people have like 5 or more addresses. Yeah, so that is one thing. And then also here for this one here for the altcoin market. So what we could see now is where Bitcoin doesn't get to go beyond the Bitcoin or Bitcoin doesn't go beyond the 38,000. The altcoin market could be seeing a smaller rally. I mean, there's a magnetic pull to this previous support line, as we see here, and we have a breakout plus retest. We had that at the moment, right? So we see some moves out of altcoins. That would be expected, right? We should see some altcoin moving. Now I have to address one thing because the bears are getting a little bit, a little bit funny, right? So you see here, this kind of shit will never be fun. Will never not be funny. Yeah. So here we see, for example, the marking of a bear. You're just saying the beginning of the end, right? And then you just pump back up. So the bears are claiming that there is going to be the end, right? So there is another bear that I have to comment on him on Twitter right now because it's getting ridiculous. It's Crypto Savvy. So Crypto Savvy posted he posted here if the Dow Jones going to repeat the 1929 Great Depression, it just puts in the parabolic bubble pop basically that he sees here, and that we would be with this peak at this peak, right? And first of all, if I do a comparison like this, I can also say, hey, what if this peak is only this and we have all that parabolic run right in front of us? Because you could technically just cut this chart off here and it would look the same, right? So it would look like this. Now, where I want to get with this is just because a chart pattern looks the same doesn't mean it develops exactly the same in the next couple of seconds. Yeah. The second part is, if you compare 1929 Great Depression, you also have to compare the situation. In 1929, when this bubble popped, people were stacking money in Germany in big bundles children for playing around. You had notes with billions of Reichsmark, yeah, in Germany. You had women running to the factory to get the money piles, the money bundles, to then run to the bakery to get a loaf of bread before the price already jumps higher and you could only get half of the loaf for it. That how hard the inflation was. Now we are at 4% in official inflation and probably way more, but only a couple of percent more in real inflation, yeah? Because inflation means that even if you have a 4% inflation, that means that the price is increasing still at a 4% rate, right? So the price is still increasing. It doesn't mean that just because inflation goes back, but it's 4%. At these times, we're at hundreds of percent. You will see political turmoil that leads to the crash. You will see money failing. You see something like Argentina, right? And Argentina has been at hyperinflation for years now. They have been in German it's called a galloping inflation since 2014 and previously, right? I've seen it with my own eyes there. So to say, oh yeah, that pattern is definitely the same, so that's what happens right now, I think you have to compare more. And I will I criticize him, but if this happens, if this collapse happens, I will give him credit, but probably then no one will watch any YouTube channels about crypto anymore, because then, yeah, if this happens, but I disagree. And I wanted to say this because there are so many people out there that make some really nice clicks with all the doom and gloom story, when we actually are looking into a very bright scenario when the money printer goes back on, right? So just to let you know. And then also when something like that happens, I mean, clearly the dollar wouldn't even be something that we're looking at anymore, right? But I think we're far from it. Other countries that have problems, they shift their money into dollar. Argentina said that they are going to probably introduce the dollar instead of the peso. So yeah, we will see. As we said, the dollar is determining whether we have a good time in crypto or not. We see dollar has lost critical levels, sitting now at a smaller level, but probably the downswing continues, hopefully. And if that happens, then we are going to see more pump out of the market. Yeah, at some point it probably will come back up. The question is how much. It just hit the moving average here, so it reacts a little bit to it. We will see. Bitcoin. As I said in the beginning of the stream, Bitcoin is looking or seeking to break this level. Yeah, let's refresh here quickly. So there we go. Okay, so we see a lot of whale games here, so it's really a hard time for traders. I mean, you have, if you look at this, you have a pump followed by a sell-off of the same magnitude, followed by a pump up by a sell-off to the same level by a pump directly on the next day. So super crazy, super choppy price action here. And actually that is where people are taking profit, where people are, where whales are taking profit and rolling it into altcoins, into Ethereum, into alts. And while Bitcoin from other investors tries to break up because of the good Bitcoin news, right? So it's really a decision time at the moment. I still believe we could see a pullback even lower, even harder. So be prepared for that. With, in my opinion, it means being prepared with some money to enter when this happens, right? So for me, that would be a little bit here and way more here, right? So depending on how deep we go in the pullback, I think the maximum that we see as a pullback would be this, maybe a scare wick below, but it's closing above. This would be the maximum in my opinion. So you guys said it. Let's quickly look at the altcoins here, that the altcoin breakout. we had a retest, now we're bouncing, so here we go. We have talked about this a long time. So if you haven't seen the stream yet, we have been covering this since, I think, yeah, when it was bouncing in here. So since a long time we're covering this, and now we're seeing, we saw the breakout, we saw some kind of a retest, we have a bounce back up. Doesn't mean that we are done with the back testing, but certainly we have seen some nice reaction out of the price at this level. And if this heads higher, yeah, if this heads or if Bitcoin goes down, we could bleed a little bit more here and fulfill the retest. We have back tested directly onto the line, at least in my opinion. I mean, if you would, and then if we bounce, if we rally, altcoins are going to explode, yeah, and this could happen. This could happen now that we see a little bit more out of altcoins, another pullback and so on. But if you see somewhere around when Bitcoin rallies in the halving, it goes really up hard, then we are probably also see altcoins pop a little bit after. And every time that Bitcoin's move looks like this, yeah, and then has a pullback, this here is going to fly. So it's going to really be amazing, and I cannot wait to have that with all of you guys. Let's talk about Ecomi, because right now we have something good to talk about, right? So let's see. We have, so there are a couple of scenarios. First of all, this is the daily chart, right? And first of all, I want to outline that, I mean, I don't know how sustainable it is, but we have an increasing volume here, yeah? And the ideal would be that overall this volume has an increase, which we didn't see here, yeah? Which we did not really see here. Here we only saw some 2 days of higher volume that pushed up the price. Now here we see that volume in general is higher. Now, we need higher volume to even have exchanges to list this token, yeah, this coin. Now, the other thing is that we have a double bottom here, clear double bottom on the Gate.io chart, yeah. So at exactly 005150, this bounced 2 times. One time on the 23rd of April, and now we're on the 20th of November, and we have our second bottom. So that is very macro, but yeah, I hope that this gives TA and traders and everyone the necessary fuel to go with this move higher. If we go with this move, and since we had only a wick down here on the daily, in my opinion, we could still analyze something into it, like an inverse head and shoulders. I said it would be invalidated, but I'm still considering it, since this is technically where all the candle bodies closed, right? So you would have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but and you see here the candle bodies, they are closing a little bit below this level. So technically, if you say that, you could still look at this chart pattern that we are looking at for I don't know how many months to unfold, right? We do not say that this is confirmed. By far it's not, right? I mean, what is confirmed is that we have here a double bottom. We should rally up on this, and we said that the moment that the wick came out here, we said it, right? So now we have and it feels good, right? So from that point to where we are, that is a 26%, but most of the people that really got in low, they have 10% rally right now. Yeah, they have a 10%er. And now what's happening, because it's a little bit red the day, but here you see it. What's happening now is that we're testing on top of that accumulation range. You see it here, the candle body is exactly at the time. And if you look at it here, you would probably on a 4 hourly you have to adjust it a little bit, but let me see. Why can't I select the box? Let me just see this here. Oh, there we go. So then now I can see the candles, but there you go. So you'd probably be like here, right? Yeah, so here technically this with all these closes, but this is in the 4-hourly. This in the daily, these things are a wick, right? So that is why the price action is here. So this is the retest, and if we close on this on the daily, that's a retest on top of the box. So we are retesting right now. Let's see if we can fly off again. But this was some huge volume, right, compared to what we usually have. So this was some huge volume, and follow up by more volume. So it's going to be interesting once this retest confirms on this level, and we really want to hold this 00065. Once this retest confirms, we could see more price action. If you would, for example, say we get a 5-wave move out of this, 1, 2, 3, wave 3, and then yeah, something like this, right? Pull back and boom, right? So something like this could be happening for the Ecomi price next. Yeah, and we will see. I mean, I am at 4.225 million, and that's good. I feel good. Here's it. Maybe another buy at 00045 if it happens. We do not have too much time left until if altcoins are flying. I think at some point Ecomi will also take off. We just need a little bit of news so that people that are looking at Ecomi and analyzing it would say, okay, coin has not been flying, but there is news, channel is active, project looks good, let's allocate some money, right? So that is what we need. So let's talk about Veve collectibles a little bit. So this is crazy, right? So this guy says 3D assets that was generated using Luma Labs AI Genie.
I'm gonna still keep my 3D art.
So here we see that. Look at this. So I mean, from a movement perspective, it looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks like these crystal giants from World of Warcraft. But anyways, it looks really good, and it's AI generated. That's crazy. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little bit tired. There we go. So what do I want to say with this? First of all, there is a potential for Veve to use such technology to get better animations, to ease up the process of designing collectibles and so on. Obviously, with the licensed collectibles of Marvel and so on, you probably cannot just have AI generating it, but you can have AI helping to generate it. And I mean, you see the outcome here. So this is pretty big, right? Yeah, so, and then also, let's check the Ecomi channel. Is there anything new for Ecomi in terms of announcements? No. So we have seen the Foster announcement was already 3 days ago. So today is the 3rd day in that sense. So in the evening it will be 3 days ago. And then what he did was he was asking, and I highly recommend to everyone to comment on this, to put your vote on this. Because there are 9 hours left on this one. So he basically said the Ecomi YouTube channel needs more content that educates and informs, and most importantly that you as a community want to watch. So with that in mind, what kind of content would be the most helpful and interesting for you? Migrating EOMI, Vechain to ERC, bridging EOMI, EOMI storage, or another one? And I think this is where he tries to get something easy out, and I don't mean this in a mean manner or so. I'm just saying that yeah, there might be a couple of people that need to know how to bridge EOMI to ERC, but honestly, not too many. Bridging L1, L2 is between the Veve app and layer 1 and layer 2 is like Veve app and the exchanges. Exchanges are on L1, and EOMI storage hot versus cold. So well, I think none of this is interesting at the moment, really interesting. I think maybe the bridge, as people say, to get EOMI in the app for MCP points. But what's more interesting is that what I also commented on this is that I said I will go with other and say the Ecomi channel needs to get away from a Veve retweet channel to a channel with own news, spaces, events, and most important, real utility milestones. And I can't wait for all that to happen. So let Foster know on this comment what you want, because otherwise we're only getting, or we not only, but we will, if we let this stand, then you will see here with 30.6%, there will be a video about bridging EOMI from L1 to L2. That's not what we want. What we want is news about the Ecomi token, what is going to come, about exchange listings, about everything, right? So yeah, that's basically it. Guys, smash up the like button for that. If you're here and you haven't smashed the like button, then you definitely should do that right now. So let's also look at Ecomi, at Veve, sorry, just a little bit more. Sorry, excuse me. We see here the Veve app will be temporarily down for standard maintenance from approximately 11:30 p.m. PT on Wednesday, 22nd, to 23rd. So right now there has been this downtime, should be over, or should be ongoing at the moment. I don't know if it's actually ongoing still. And yeah, some of the bird. Metaverse Live made a cool video here, so if you want to see that, check this out. And then we have a comic drop that is coming. That was already, right? For a Tuesday it's on the 28th. So actually, what I realize is, I don't know if you've seen it, but it seems that Veve is slowing down with the drops at the moment, right? Or am I getting this wrong? Because we see here, this is for the 28th, for Tuesday 28th. This comic drop looks pretty good. Let's see, waitlist is open. So we had a comic drop this Tuesday, and usually we get another one on Thursday, but they didn't do it. This one is for the 28th. So it seems that they're slowing down with the drops. And this is probably due to even more decreased attention to Veve collectibles at the moment, because the altcoins are rallying. So I find myself in not putting too much attention on Veve collectibles at the moment, and more focused on the crypto market at the moment. So the moment that my bags are packed and altcoins are flying, I will be getting more in Veve what I want before Veve is reacting to the market. So that is what I hope for. We will see if it happens, but yeah, nonetheless, I'm seeking to DCA a little bit into gems to be able to scoop some collectibles that I want at super low prices, because you never know if the markets are flying. There might be people trying to exit more gems, and then maybe we can get even cheaper Veve collectibles. So that will be my strategy here. Oh yeah, and then this one was also interesting, because someone said, aside from exploits, is there a case they also saved a whole lot, they as Veve, they also saved a whole lot of money having locked bot accounts with thousands and thousands of gems. Bot has fed gems into these accounts for some drops and never got to cash out. This must offset some of the painful revenue they lost. Yeah, and I think this is a great assessment, and hopefully that is the case, but this is very difficult to prove. But I think that is something interesting, and I think yeah, I hope they locked away a lot of gems on these botter accounts. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the VVX tracker for whale accumulation. as the next step here. So we see whales have or people have bought in general quite a bit on this day, and I think now I just selected the days here. Let me see. So actually we want today, and we want, so you can do this on the VVX tracker, right? Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so this is weird because that wasn't looking like this before. Let me try again. Now I can't reset this selection, it seems. Let's take a day before. Maybe it was like this, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so we see here that actually Vechain has almost 37,000 collectibles. And then this wallet, I'm still not quite sure about this wallet, but it minted 760 collectibles apparently. I don't know if this is a Veve related wallet, so I don't want to say that there's too much going on, but you can see here, if you go into this side, you can see the net accumulation here, and you can also see that the numbers are a bit lower right now for net accumulation all across the board. You can see really low net accumulation there. Yeah, so really net accumulation has slowed down, and I think it's because of crypto, of the crypto reaction. Only these wallets are still stacking hard, but I think yeah, the crypto space is making waves right now, so that people are focusing their liquidity where they can multiply it, so then afterwards drop it into Veve. Yeah. So that's what's going on, and probably this is going to be the most difficult phase for Veve at the moment. So we will see. We still see that Veve has, so we can see here the Veve action you can see on Immuter scan. So if you look at this on Immuter scan on Veve in general, you see how many tokens minted. So that is actually, we're sitting at 9 million tokens. And then you see here the user wallet development. And we see that we are gaining about 50, we have been gaining since November 18th, about 50 wallets, yeah. So here we had 86 and now we're at 33, so that is 47 new wallets. So as long as we still see this line climbing, because it's only unique owners, that means that there's at least one collectible in these wallets, yeah. So these are all new accounts. And if it was a bot account, then it would look like this. So let's say you gain a lot of bot accounts and they sell in the market, bloop, then you get this drop, right? So it can also be someone who has no collectibles at all and just wants to make a profit, flippers and so on. Then you get this retracement. But overall, we have a steady increase here in the wallets, and this looks very healthy. And also it seems that the botters are not as active anymore, because or also the flippers, because there's not so much profit to be made in the market. So this really looks like we're getting some healthy, slow and steady growth here, in my opinion. And you can also check at the same thing what is being bought, yeah. So we see here 4 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 6, 7. So every minute there's a collectible being bought, minted and so on. So we see here someone is minting comics, yeah. So we see here some comics being minted on Veve in general, right? This is only Veve. We see here transfers of several different collectibles, of several different comics, smaller and bigger purchases, yeah. So you see here, for example, Scar, Secret Rare, comic rares, comics that are being bought, right? So comics that are being minted. Every time they mint, this is money in the pockets of Veve directly, so all the gems going to Veve and the licensors. So overall, I think it's, I mean, only if you look only at the last hour, you have some 30-40 collectibles being traded and minted at the same time. By the way, if you don't have this miniature view, you have to toggle here, show images. Yeah. Yeah, and if you look at Vechain, what he's buying, then you see here also he is still buying comics. He's still buying. He has been buying Captain America collectibles and so on. So our biggest whale is buying stamps. He's buying Woody. He's buying Frog Thor. He's buying everything, right? But he's also buying collectibles. Yeah, he's been buying a ton of comics, but he's also buying collectibles. You see, for example, he bought an MC1 Uncommon. Yeah, so he's even buying Tarzan comics, as you can see here. So this whale is really not playing around. Yeah. So there you go. So guys, for today, smash up the like button right now. Let me know in the comments below or in the live chat what you think about all of this, what the direction is. I'm pretty confident that Veve and Ecomi will be coming out big during the next 1 to 2 years. But it's obviously not the only investment that we're having, right? So in that sense, guys, I will end the stream here today. I thank you all, especially I thank All Chat Gaming once again for that $20 donation. Thank you very much for that. And guys, we had a lot of people in here today. That is good. Smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, tick the little bell to always get notified. Stay tuned for more guests on this channel. Stay tuned for more videos on this channel. Once there is breaking news, we are going to discuss it. And guys, wherever you are on the world, have such a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Enjoy your morning coffees. And I see you tomorrow at Crypto Morning Coffee, because tomorrow is a freaking Friday. So see you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.